I sold my soul to the devil. From now on, I'm doing YouTube monetization. I got so freaking many emails and messages about folks desperately trying to become my YouTube partner that I realized I must be ignoring a potential fortune here. So now you can activate your ad blockers on my videos too. You're welcome. Sonic Forces! Man, that game can't have a single update without causing a new shitstorm now, can it? So far as I can tell, there's 4 new bits of information we got. Custom character creator, the third gameplay style, Wisps are equipment for a third gameplay style, and Warren Graff is possibly writing it. So let's go through them. Of course, you're all expecting me to tear this custom character design stuff to shreds, but, well, considering my speaking partner is a crappy Tales ripoff, and I'm author of Sonic Recolor Inhabited Flash Cartoon IMP, I'm obviously not in any position to be all high and mighty over this, even if I was in that mindset.
Well, they did it. Sonic Team finally went and did it so that you can finally play as your own Sonic OC in Sonic Forces. All those characters you made in those Sonic character generators on DeviantArt finally pay off. I suppose after they keep hearing their fans say, will this character be in the game? Or can my character Bloodfist the Hedgehog be in the game? And they're like, you know what? Make your own damn character for the game.
Anyway, I personally don't care about the character creator either way. A lot of people are upset or think this is opening Pandora's box for us recolors as Sonic porn is concerned. To those people I say, you poor bastards. Pandora's box had been opened decades ago. You really think this character creation thing is really gonna make it worse? Sonic porn is already an unstoppable force. Speaking of which, how long will it take for this new character to get his own porn? Ah, there we are. Besides, you probably won't run into all the recolored stuff going on unless you already hang out on DeviantArt and such, and then you should be already expecting it. Not to mention, something tells me that you people are deliberately looking for cringy stuff so you can feel high and mighty and superior over them. So you probably love this stuff anyway. Look, it's especially kids who like this sort of stuff and do this sort of stuff, so this is the Sonic is for kids stuff that argument should be referring to, and not that the games are looking like a Teletubbies wet dream. As for me, I don't really have a desire to get my own character to a game, definitely not a 2D gimmicky Sonic Color style game, although there seems to be Sega references in the costume, so if I can make a Jet Set Radio style Sonic, that'd be cool. But the general art style of the character creator seems to be in Sonic Boom generic boring villager mode, so Kind of funny how we were expecting Boom Sonic to show up, and instead it's the entire unnamed town's population we get in-game instead. But, really, my biggest concern is how I'll portray this custom character when I get to make my Sonic Forces in 5 bazillion minutes cartoon.
This can be a very creative thing to have, as it's a character that you made, that represents you in the game. It's like how you can make your own fighters in Smash Bros. 4, so you can have yourself versus Adolf Hitler versus Mario, or how you can make your own South Park character in the Stick of Truth game, so you can hang out with your favourite South Park characters. Also, if you could wear a top hat and a bow tie in the game, that would mean... You heard it right here, folks. You could have me, Luke the Fox, in Sonic Forces, taking down giant robots and hanging out with Sonic. And with enough customizations, you can make any Sonic character you want, even the freedom fighters from the Archie Comics Sonic Sat-AM, or Fleetway's Sonic the Comic, or even Sonic's siblings from Sonic Underground. Hell, throw in Dave the Intern if you can create him.
Third gameplay style is the exact same as the first 2 gameplay styles, and in fact it seems Buddy's gameplay picks right up where we left Modern Sonic in his gameplay trailer. So does that mean you've played through the exact same stage first as Sonic without any abilities and just do a vanilla run and then go through the stage again with your custom hero with his wisps and hookshot to find a different route? Is that it? I don't know. Either way, same stuff. Wisps are part of your equipment now. Good, that hopefully means they'll be less forced into set pieces like in Sonic Colors. I like how smooth the Wisp usage looks here. It seemed like they're used a lot more in how they were in the DS game for Colors and the 3DS game of Generations. That's good, that was my personal favorite use of the Wisps. That's good news. A lot more smooth and a lot less of the stop and go momentum breakers they were in the Wii version. And then we got good old Warren Graff suddenly letting us know he's writing for this game. He could be trolling, this isn't an official admission, but honestly at this point I wouldn't be too surprised. So chances are both Pontek and Graff are back. Out of the entire chaotic mess of Sonic's identity, figures Wisps and Pontek are the only stable elements that keep coming back. Now, I did find Sonic Boom Fire and Ice story decent. It had one or two good jokes, the story had rhythm and flow, and the setups and payoffs, and outside of a few cringy moments, it usually felt like, well, an actual story for once, and not just self-indulgent jokes about meta critiques, grammar, and story cliches. It's kinda sad. I am so impressed over a story just for being a generic, simple narrative I saw a million times in any generic kids cartoon already, but for modern Sonic that is a huge praise, so there you go. So I don't want to be too dramatic about Pontaff's very likely return. They've improved. There's also the fact the story is much more intertwined with the actual stages this time, it seems, so the writers are probably working a lot more close to the actual game developers, so that also should create a leash on them, so it's not doom and gloom. In fact, the director of the game immediately damage controls the outcries and saying the story was first created in Japan, so likely this will be like Colors, in that the story is mostly made by the Japanese team, with Pontaff just working their magic and punching up the specific dialogue. Well, I freaking hated the Color story, but I suppose that wasn't entirely Pontaff's fault. I watched the original Japanese version. Outside of a few brief improvements, I still disliked it. So, at least this gives me more hope that the structure of the story at least would be more solid, even if the actual dialogue could be very, well, Pontaffian still.
Well, expect to hear more Baldy McNosehair jokes. I just hope the plot's better than Lost Worlds at least.
Folks at the Sonic Adventure 3 Facebook page see their return as a political statement, that despite even professional reviewers disliking the humor in Lost World and Shattered Crystal, Sega will still keep forcing their jokes on us as a political statement, apparently. I personally think it's more of a laziness, but whatever. Nevertheless, impressive how brave Pontaff are to still keep returning to this franchise, at least, despite all the hostility. They've got balls, I've got to say that. But whatever. Gameplay looks okay. Pontaff, I'll deal with it, I guess. I hear children really love this character design thing, so it seems to be doing its job in getting the kids on board correctly. Sorry, folks, it's dark, edgy, dramatic fan characters that gets the kids' attention, not turning Sonic into Dora the detached bored explorer. So, character designer, right on.
But would it make this game good? It's hard to tell at this point. But if you want to see your own Sonic OC in a Sonic game, this might be the game for you. Maybe they could add in a versus mode like in Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, or maybe you could trade characters with other players, I don't know.